Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, I wanted to go over different types of orders today. I'm under PDT at the start of the day due to my long-term hold position, so I'm not able to trade today, unfortunately. Actually, as we're recording this, PCTL is actually making a little bit of a jump up to 116, which will, if it stays there or above, I believe it's like 108, then I'll be able to trade tomorrow, which is awesome. I'd much rather be trading and showing you guys that type of stuff. But anyways, I wanted to go over some different types of orders that you can put in, the ones that I use and the ones that I stay away from. So right now I got BKKT pulled up. Alright, and I have my order entry tool on TD Ameritrade. And you can see we're buying it. Alright, and then we have the quantity, which would be 100. The symbol, of course, BKKT, and the price that I want to buy it at. And then we're going to get into the order types here. So I always use limit orders. Market orders means that you're trying to buy in a hurry. It's good to liquidate large positions or instigate large positions because it will fill that order regardless of what the price action does. So if you're trying to buy and you use a market order for large size, then you could wind up paying a lot more for the stock than what you actually put in. So I stay away from market orders. Limit orders will only fill if the shares are available that you're asking for at that price. So that's the safest way to buy. Sometimes you might not get filled all the way, but it's better to not get filled all the way than have a stock go completely against you and get filled at a much, much higher price. So that's the difference between market and limit orders. And then we get down to the stop. So that's a stop loss. That is a market order, and that is one of the only types of market orders I will use occasionally. Now, I only use stop losses on stocks that I am swinging and I have a wide risk on. If you use a stop loss, the market makers can actually see that. So they're like, hey, this guy's trying to sell shares here. I'm going to drop the price just there, and I'm going to get rid of his shares, and then we're going to blast off to the moon. And it's happened to me 2 or 3 times trying to use a stop loss when I had something to do midday or something of that nature. So I do not use them anymore. I just keep an eye on the positions that I have, and if I need to, I can sell. But if it drops below my risk level for just, a split second, I can make the decision whether I want to cut or if it bounces right back, whereas a stop loss kind of takes that away from you. So again, I only use those if I am in a long-term swing position with a set risk level that's a pretty wide risk. A stop limit is a stop loss order, but it is a limit order. So the danger of the stop limit is if you set it, it might not fill all of it. So let's say you're in a volatile OTC stock, right? And it keeps going up, and you have your risk set, and then it drops, and it hits your risk, it hits your stop order, but it doesn't fill all of it. So let's say you sell half of it, and then you still have half of this position, and if you're not paying attention and it continues going down, then you can get screwed that way as well. A trail stop is another market order. A trailing stop is if a stock is going up and then has a little bit of a pullback, it will initiate that order. Again, it's market order, don't like it. Trail stop limit order, same idea as a stop loss. It might not fill all your shares. So the safest way to do it is to use mental stops when you're day trading, and to keep that in mind and to watch the price action. You have these mental stops. If that stock price goes below it, then you cut. Or if it bounces right back, then you hold on a little bit longer. That's the safest way to do it. That's the way to keep your money in your pocket and not get burnt too bad. MOC actually is a market on close order. It will buy the stock at or near the closing price at the end of the normal trading hours. Doesn't fit my strategy, never used one, probably never will. Limit LOC is limit on close, same idea, except it's a limit order. It will buy near the closing price. I've never used one, doesn't fit my strategy, probably never will, but it's good to know what those are there for. Then of course you have your time frame that you're looking at. So on TD Ameritrade, you can send it through for the trading day, good till cancel will go until you cancel it. So if you wanted to fill tomorrow or the next day, if the price hit that certain point on your limit order, you could do that. I usually don't use good till cancel, usually day. EXT is extended hours, so that would give you pre-market and post-market, and that's it. Good till cancel is pre-market post. GTC EXT is good till cancel extended hours. So it would go throughout the entire day, pre-market, regular market, post-market, and it will remain there until you cancel the order. AM, of course, is pre-market. PM is post-market. Now, special instructions. There's a couple under here that are interesting. I don't use them, but it's good to know that they're there. All or none means that if you put in an order for 50,000 shares, let's say, you will either fill 50,000 shares or you won't. It won't give you a partial fill. It won't do anything of that nature. It will either fill your order or it won't. I don't use these because a lot of times a partial position is better than no position and missing the move. Unfortunately, sometimes you get a small size. It happened to me yesterday, actually, when I was trying to sell. I took AIAD, and actually, I'll pull that up right here real quick. Now, I took this in the morning, right in this area at 0.025, sorry. And then after this run up, I saw it starting to top, and I tried to get out at 0.0305. Unfortunately, I only filled about 1/5 of my shares, and then I actually covered the rest at 285, somewhere right in this neighborhood, after it came down and was showing a little bit of strength, but not enough to get back up near the high of day. Unfortunately, it was actually a terrible decision to sell there, although my risk level was 0.024, so I wouldn't have held through this. But if I had, it's actually up to 0.063 on the high of the day today. So that's basically what your all or none special instructions will do. And then fill or kill is either the order is going to get filled or it's going to get killed. It can be kind of useful if you're prone to forgetting that you have an order in. You don't want to get filled on the way back down if your order doesn't get filled. But again, I don't mess with that too much. And then the exchange, there's a couple of different options here for on TD Ameritrade on which market maker to send it to. You can actually do ARCA or NASDAQ. Usually just go best on that. Sometimes if I'm trying to fill pre-market, which isn't very often, then I'll route it to ARCA. ARCA tends to be a stronger pre-market market maker. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Of course, you can sell short, which I don't really do. You would just sell, and then it will pop up. And TD Ameritrade does not have good short selling capabilities. They usually don't have shares to borrow unless you call them and reserve the shares ahead of time. So it's not typically useful for the type of trading that I do yet. Eventually, I would like to get into the long side, but I'll have to look at a different brokerage, and this will be after into the short side, and this will be after I get the long side figured out. That's it in a nutshell. So I hope that you guys learned something today. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're going to continue putting out videos outlining the basics, and then also daily recaps and morning watch lists when I can trade. Eventually, I would like to get into live streaming the morning action of the stock market. Once we have enough people that are subscribing, and then we can make this money together, we can make these trades together. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This information is for entertainment and informational purposes only. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you guys soon.